Hey there, replay viewers from YouTube. How's it going? Look, this is Hoan Kiem Lake. This is where the origins of Hanoi come from. Over there is, I think it's called the Jade Tower. Not 100% sure about that, but it's a little tower built in the middle of the lake to commemorate a lost sword that was found and custodianed by a turtle that lives in the lake. And there is a temple just over here. We're going to walk over there. We might be, how should I say, approached, yes, by students looking to improve their English because they know that tourists that come to see the lake are basically, it's an unwritten thing that they come and ask you if they can speak to you for a few minutes to practice their English. They ask you who you are, where you're from, things of that nature. They're really pleasant, and you know, they're students, so we try to help when we can. So there's a bridge over there. You have to cross the bridge, and the moment you do, when you get on the other side, all of this traffic sound kind of disappears, and this little temple of the lost sword on the lake is quite a little reprieve from the busyness of Old Quarter Hanoi. So let's see if we can make it to the temple and see how many students will come and approach us before we get there, you know, to practice their English. So I was here morning of Christmas Day of 2022, and I had a nice coffee, and I sat by the edge there and I enjoyed, you know, a drama-free Christmas. And I was most appreciative of that. So I was able to put Canada and the winter behind me and just, you know, escape from any kind of holiday obligations. I had none. So that was wonderful. So we're coming on the bridge, and there's a little bit of a fee to get into the temple, and the wicket lady, generally the lady who's behind the wicket, will not take kindly to being on live stream. In fact, there might be a little sign in the window that says no filming. So we might have to put you down for a second. And I've been told by some of my viewers to slow down a little bit, not go too quickly. So I am mindful of, you know, gentle persuasion and appropriate notes. And so we're going to take the time to smell the roses, because time has run out. Time has run out, and so I'm even more invested in soaking it in before I have to give it all up. And I would assume you guys as well. So I'm glad I'm properly mic'd, and I think I know what to do. I think the rest will follow. Ah, it's Chris. So look, we haven't been here. We haven't been here since 2020. And if you remember, Robin was able to do a lot of Google researching for me on the fly. So I was able to add pertinent details as we were touring. Now we know enough, but you know what? We don't need to review. Apart from the fact that there was a lost sword, and then it was found. I don't know if the turtle found the sword, but the turtle was the custodian of the lost sword. And it all has to do with this lake, and there's a little tower in the middle of it, and I think that's like it commemorates a particular spot. And now we're going to go to the temple, and we need to remember that we should not film the wicket lady who you buy the tickets from. And also at the entrance there was a guy who was doing like whistle sounds, like bird sounds. I thought it was a bird, but no, it was a guy that sounded like a bird. Yeah, there he is. Just like 2020, he's still there doing it. Dude, take a rest. So why don't we go through the proper gates? I guess he must be paid to do this. It's supposed to, I guess, increase the ambiance of the place. So we're gonna go for the full. Oh look, there's the DJI. Is that a DJI?
DJI.
Great, 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 great. So I might get one because MJ recommended that I look at two models. Dave uses one, and that fellow who just passed us uses one, and he put a thumbs up. Looks like I need to do some researching, because I think it also helps charge your phone. It does a number of things. Also, it mics you up properly remotely, so that'll be perfect for my iPhone 13. Which here's the ticket lady. Okay, remember what I told you? Don't film the ticket lady. Let's buy our ticket. And I'll try to be good with the camera. You know, like no fast movements and stuff like that. You have the Osmo too. It's good. I'm glad to hear that. So yeah, so it's 30,000. So if I give her 3 ones, 3 tens, I should be good. 1, 2, and 3. I have 50 in my hand, but I'll see if 30 is good.
Sorry.
There's that bird guy. So yes, I'm not sure which model. MJ suggested I look into 2 because they're the latest and they have like extra bells and whistles. 30 was the correct number, and the number was 3. Not 2, not 4. The correct number is 3. So I just got to put my wallet away, and then we'll get back to live streaming. And hopefully the jokes will keep coming. And the good advice. Good advice and jokes both go well. So yeah, the heckle drama I could have done without. Luckily, it hasn't found us here on YouTube yet, but just wait a while. It will come, right? As it always does. So yes, Kay went up with a... Maysfield got me, but she's there entertaining Maysfield, so what can you do? It's a no-win situation. Alrighty, so let's go through, you know, enter the dragon, exit the tiger, yes? There's the dragon, there's the tigre. Oh, and check out this little votive. So I assume this is to a deity of some kind. And look at these little stone, they could be owls or could be bird of prey, like a falcon or something, very crudely done. Interesting. So look at the beautiful day. It's not as hazy today. We are lucky because, you know, Hanoi can get pretty hazy. So count your lucky, 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 lucky stars. All right, already the city sound is starting to disappear. I noticed that the first time I was here, how subtle it was, but now it's become more pronounced. So once we get on the other side of the bridge, the crazy city stuff will be behind us. And now we're going to give this guy the magic pass. Thou shalt pass. Come on. I remember this bridge. So, hey Tom, good morning. Look, we're on the lake. The famous lake. Look, they even tell us, the idiots, which way to go. So already the traffic is melted away, And there's that little tower. Let's zoom in on this because, you know, we don't always have great conditions here. So there's a little tower on the lake. And Tom, remind me who you are. Because are you a new subscriber or are you an old friend from Periscope? Because both are kind of well, if I'm a dear friend, then I assume we know each other from Periscope or Twitter. And for some reason I'm trying to get the context. So help me out, buddy. Help me out, dear friend. So we're going to go through this proper gate here because certain parts of Asia, it's just proper, right? See, the closer we get to the other side of the bridge, the less of the city din and noise pollution is coming to affect us. So I think this was a good idea to do before we go to the optometrist. Because there's an optometrist just around there, like the other side of the lake, and I might go in the shade and look at some of the photos I took yesterday of some of the glasses. Oh yeah, I remember these little potted trees. That was one of the first things I noticed when I got here, and then I've seen them all over Vietnam since. But I have to say, look at this. This is for Happy Gora. Look, so this is very feng shui. When you have flowing water in like a little pool and live healthy fish, this means prosperity. This means money and good fortune is continuous. It's never ending. It just keeps flowing and flowing and flowing. Right, little fishies? Look at the little ceramic people in there. How cute is that? They're deep in conversation. They're saying, "You cheat at cars. I see you. You're a cheater." This is for you, Happy. And actually a whole bunch of these. But these ones, the proportions are wrong. They're just not balanced correctly. But oh look, we could burn ghost money here if we want. And look, we have our little secret niche place, but I don't want to navigate the steps because I know, and that's where we came from. We came from over there. So yes, we won't make funny jokes about. No, we don't want to get canceled. We won't even go there. You know, we won't make oven jokes. Let's just say that. We will not make oven jokes. Because oven jokes are, well, apart from being passé, they're just not appropriate. And they're not funny. Okay, so, you know, like the rule is, you enter the dragon, which is always on the right, and you exit the tiger. So let's continue on and let some of these good people pass. And we're going to take our time. By God, we are going to take our time. Hey, Yui.
Yeah.
He had a name tag, so I feel like it's a school trip. Everyone has a name tag. How infantile. Alrighty. I like this little ghost money place. So they're exiting by the dragon when they should be entering the dragon. But who am I to quibble? I'm just a visitor. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I've got it wrong. Okay. There's a really nice breeze and a certain kind of coolness I think it comes from the evaporation that's being filtered through all of these mangrove or these, I can't remember what these trees are called, but you know, they have a lot of, they'll like grow over sculptures and things. I think this moored boat has been there when we were here in 2020 and it hasn't budged. Who are they kidding? That tarpaulin hasn't been moved in years. It's a pretend boat. Oh, okay, look, there's a boutique. Shall we go into the boutique? It looks really inviting inside. Ah, look at, there's the special turtle in gold. And look, you too can have your burial remains put in an urn. A fancy schmancy urn. Would you like to be put in an urn? Ah, and there's ghost money. Ha 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 ha. Let's have a look at the little, or maybe your ashes get put in the box and then the turtle gets to like watch over you, because there's the lost sword. Okay, I think this is a little too, these look like they've seen better days. This is a little too morbid for my taste. It's a little too morbid. And watch the steps, watch the steps. There you go. All right. Now, even these little things are really tricky. You really have to be mindful of them. Well, I do anyway. Not just yet. Okay, I wonder what he's scraping. Because it looks like a base for something, and he's refinishing it. And you know, that could be me. That could be me, because I refinish furniture. Oh look! There is like a little refreshment. And the little lady is just, her head's popping out, and I thought, oh, I could take one and nobody would know. No, she's hiding behind the little counter. I remember being out here. Mind the steps. Richard, Mrs. Bucket. I don't know what that quote is from. I'm not sure what that quote is from, but I'll take it. It's from someplace. I remember standing there. I remember walking around there. I remember Robin was most helpful in around this area here. She dropped some knowledge on me last time I was here. But it was super hazy. It was like not this clear, comparing it to, oh, look at this. This is for you, Happy. So look, we can pronounce, we can give our papal beatification, and you know, na 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 na, from the little perch here. So let's zoom in on the tower, and hopefully I'll keep my, from the Britcom, keeping up with appearances. Okay, I'm not familiar with that one, so I'm allowed, because I know a lot of, like, you know, disparate things, but I don't know everything. So you got me. So I'm taking occupying space for some selfie taking people. It's all right. I don't need it. You can have a good photo taken of you. So that guy has a certain kind of Salman Rushdie smirk to his face, except Salman Rushdie is now missing an eye, but he still has the smirk. You don't believe me? Watch when he turns around, you'll see. He has that Salman Rushdie smirk to him. Let's get around. There you go. You see? You see? Was I exaggerating? I think not. So yes, we walked all the way around the lake. It takes about 10-15 minutes. And there was an art exhibit, like with tassels and things. on that side when we walked it, and that fellow from that periscoper from Saudi Arabia, from Tennessee, and Philippines came in alive and gave me some super hearts. This is quite pretty. And I remember going inside here. I think there's a stuffed turtle either in that little temple there, the side temple. And I wasn't impressed with the stuffed turtle, to tell you the truth. But I guess you gotta have one on display, you know. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, he's shellacked in not a pretty way. It's not very becoming to have like shellac over you, but smile. It's you're ready for your close-up, Mr. DeMille. There it is. The lake turtle, the guardian of the sword. Oh, here's another one, because you know they every now and then you have one or two that takes the mantle, and then they pass it on to the next one. Okay, I'm not sure what this thing is. I have no idea what that thing is. But let's. Oh look, this is a where they have executions and the firing while you stand there. And that's where you get shot. Okay, look at this face. Now that is quite the face. Look at that face. That is a nice face. Hello, Mr. Turtle. Hello, Mr. Turtle. He did better. He fared better than his darker cousin on the other side. Bit. That's all, folks. You like this one better? Okay, well, there's a lot of glare. Or are you saying that one's green? Because this one's green too. This is the dark green. Oh, I'm in the way. Oh, excuse me. I was missing somebody's shot. Hey, you know what? It's nice coming across entitled Asian people, because normally what you're used to is entitled white people. But every now and then you get shooed by an entitled, and it just felt right. It just felt right to get shooed out of the way. Thank you, entitled Asian lady, for leveling things up a little bit. Okay, it was black. No, it's a kind of dark green. So you're saying the light one was green. Yeah, I like him better too. So, oh look, there's a calligraphist. This is interesting because I was thinking of taking a calligraphy class. And this gentleman is what you would term as a scholar, because the scholar this is a scholar's desk. This is what you do with like an inkwell, and then there's your little tray of brushes. And look at his concentration and his composure. You know, that could be a death sentence for somebody. You say, yes, you're executed, you're sentenced to death by dismemberment, and you know, and that's by royal decree or something to that effect, and it looks official. Who knows what he's writing, right? It could be that. I'm teasing. Hopefully I'm not being insulting. But I'm actually taking notes because I have a lot of brushes, and I have a few ink wells, and I have ink, but I'm just lacking the technique, and that requires practice. So I'm observing carefully how the pros do it. So that's on silk, so it's paper on silk. And Oh, it's 200,000 dong for Vietnamese calligraphy. So you can have, and look, he has this, oh, he doesn't use the old traditional chop. Like there's a soapstone chop, and then you ink the bottom, and it would give you a little print like that. And because he's not officially signing it with like an old style chop, I'm not having it. I will not get a rubber stamp chop calligraphy, although his calligraphy is the real deal. So let's watch him in. Okay. I need to be a little more careful about how loud I'm talking, especially when I'm being glib. Okay? There's one thing being glib for you guys, but when the person can kind of hear you go on and on, it's like, okay, get over yourself. Find something else to do. Be respectful. I'm talking to myself, like if I was giving myself advice. So there's a blank page. See, once you commit, you cannot stop. You gotta go, go, go. No backsies.
Can you write it in Chinese? In school, you learn in school, like everywhere.
I think when I was studying the school, we only focus on grammar, so we don't have to change to practice English. My English is really really bad. But
No, it's not. It's really good.
But now I have more training.
But I would have taken a class. If I was living in Vietnam, I would eventually sign up for maybe not a calligraphy class, but a landscape painting class with the same brushes. Because what you do is you water down the ink in order to like paint mountains and mist and clouds and trees. Well, there's an explanation. There's a little booklet there, the white booklet on the right, and it gives you a little blurb. So they're poems or sayings that are, you know, like hard truths, like universal truths. And then you're saying, well, by buying this, you're subscribing to it. So you can choose which one speaks to you. So we can maybe peruse them if you want to have a closer look. That's what I'm here for. You don't ask for much. I don't mind. I mean, I spent 30,000 dong to get onto the premises. May as well make it worth my while. But as I told you, I like the old style soapstone chops where they have the signature and he's using a rubber stamp one. Not having it. I want an old style chop or no go. Well, it might be old Vietnamese because Vietnamese changed after the French got here. So it might be old style Vietnamese before they changed over and they got rid of the calligraphy. So don't be calling it Chinese because Vietnamese wasn't always like what we see here. That was like a French, you know, the French imposed that. So once these people move out of the way, we can peruse the booklet and see if there's anything in there. But, you know, if he can't produce a soapstone chop, we're not having it. Well, now you're corrected, okay? See, it says Vietnamese calligraphy. It don't say Chinese calligraphy. It says Vietnamese. And it's 200,000 dong. Oh, you get to dry it because, of course, you don't want to roll it while it's still wet because it'll smear. It will smear. So they need to properly dry it. Otherwise, it'll stain the back. Okay. Yeah. You're not the only one with correcting privileges in here, you know. Even though you're on your sofa. Yeah, well, you can be on the throne for all I care. Oh, that looks pretty actually. But as I told you, I only want the old style soapstone chops. So I'm going to give him a chance. I'm going to ask the lady if he has an old style soapstone chop to sign his work. I might consider. But if he has a rubber stamp one, it's no deal. No deal. So let's have a look at the booklet. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, okay, so none of this. Wait a minute. I'm trying to say, no, this is all poems. So unless there's somebody here to translate, because it's in cursive. So it's in cursive modern Vietnamese. And so I assume this is the Academy of Calligraphists. Oh, good fortune. Okay, so there is a little burb. So this stands for good fortune. This stands for bud. There's a number of things. And if it's in English, song, longevity. Thank you. Kindness, morality, knowledge, will, right? Will is an important one. We soon examine something to pass. Advantage, favorable. Okay, advantage, favorable. Interesting. Art, something. Success. I like this word. And another success. There are two types of successes. Labor, something. Does, you know the stamp? Does he have a chop, like an old style chop? Not the rubber stamp, but a chop. You're saying yes, but he does. I haven't seen. This is. I don't like this. I like the chop, and where is your soapstone chop? He doesn't understand what I'm asking him.
Cháu có biết ông nói gì không?
Bác thì bảo là bác thì muốn cái mà ấn giống như kiểu là của ngày xưa ấy, thời ngày xưa ấy, cái ấn xuống như này ấy.
Yes.
Của
No.
không phải là cái này mà
I want the old style chop. Does he have one?
thì là ý bác ấy bảo là
Cũng
bác
thế,
muốn
chứ là
trước
cái-
bác ấy không muốn cái này.
Cái này là cái hiện đại bây giờ đó, cái này là hình hiện đại bây giờ.
He's saying it's modern. I understand. They don't have the old style chop.
Cái này hiện đại hơn.
Okay. Well, it might have helped him today because I would have been interested if he had the chop with his signature, because I don't like the rubber chop, the rubber stamp.
Cái thứ.
Oh wait a minute, I have to tell her. She agrees with me too. It's my friend in Toronto. I don't ask for much. I'm from Canada.
Oh.
I'm from Canada, and I love old things, but I don't want the rubber one. I'm glad she understood and she's able to, because maybe if he comes back tomorrow, he will have one in his pocket in case somebody asks for this, but with the real chop instead, because they're very beautiful.
Yeah.
And they make it makes them more real to me. Yes, it's more real. Okay, trust. Kites, politeness. So there's intelligence. Very good. So I like all of these ideas, but I don't like the rubber. I don't like the rubber. Dragon. Oh, that's so cool. Face me. Fairyland, ancient sage statue. Crane, also a very vulnerable animal. Loyalty. So these are all very strong concept. This is, I think this is an old one, Devoted. This is quite nice. I like this one. Anyway, I am devoted to the old style chop, kamun, and I guess I given them like I showed them my ugly American side, but I have to stick to my guns. I swear, if he produced a stone chop, I would have bought his calligraphy. I might have even bought you a calligraphy. Oh, Karen is in here. Sorry, Karen, I was on a tangent. Being an ugly white privileged person who happens to not be American but North American, and I was trying to make a point, and I made it, and now I have to go because I don't want to overstay my welcome. Are you Special K, Karen, or are you Karen from Brooklyn, or Karen from, from New York State? Or are you a different Karen? And why does it, oh yes, because there's a 20-second delay. So it takes a while and for people to answer, when you're talking to them. And you need to get used to the idea that they don't hear you right away. It takes them a little while. So let's find a nice shady spot. Ah, from Queens. Thank you. Okay, so was I giving the calligraphy guy too hard a time? Like, was I being a dick? Because there was a really pleasant, nice young lady that came in to translate to him that she explained to him the privileged white guy there doesn't like your rubber stamp seal. He wants the old-timey, the old-style soapstone chop that gets inked up, and that's what they used to press in the... okay, so I was being an asshole? Well, so what? I have... Yeah. I made my argument, and like I'm hoping that he might take that to heart, and that he probably has one in his monk's study. And he probably retired it, and I say, no, take it out of retirement, bring it to work, keep it in your pocket for that difficult client, that customer who insists on having the old-timey thing, because he, like me, does not like the rubber stamp thing, because it's just not, it's not real to me. Yes, I have standards. Well, sometimes I do, actually, and I really I'm digging in my heels. Even if it makes me look ugly, I will stick my neck out for that one. But luckily, I haven't really had too many moments like this on this particular holiday. But I love this little temple on the lake because it really keeps all that noisy, pollution-y traffic at bay. And it changes people's demeanors. The moment you cross over that little bridge, you just become like, look at these little flowers and stuff. It's like, hello. And then there's that room where you have the stuffed turtles. And then another room where I think you have funerary urns, where literally you can buy a box to put your ashes in. But I didn't see one that spoke to me. Anyway, but the expressions of the calligraphy, they were beautiful, and I love, there were a lot of concepts. There was success, there was devotion. Devotion really looked pretty cool as a picture, because that's what they are, they're pictures. And the way that they sound out is how you're able to get what they mean. Anyway, so you know what, I'm gonna take it, look, there's a butterfly. I'm going to take it on you guys when you're ready to leave, because at some point, it's not even noon yet. At some point I got to go to my optometrist and decide, yeah, sorry Karen, there are no, not on the island, not that I know of, there are no monkeys. And on this trip, I only saw like a very small glimpse of one, and my camera didn't even catch it. And that was on a kayak in near off of Cat Ba Island in the greater part of Halong Bay. So there was I saw one mountain goat and the tail end of a small monkey, which I couldn't get on camera. But I tried. I did go to Monkey Island, and I kept the camera and eyes peeled, but it just wasn't there. We'll have to come back for monkeys. Oh, look, you know, every kid, every boy on a trek has always got to find a stick, to, you know, a discarded stick, and then they walk with it for a while, and then they put it down, and oh, where did my stick go? I don't know. So it's like a fire poking stick. So yeah. Oh look, look. We found some walrus tusks. I'm sorry. You know, this is meant to honor deities and dead ancestors, and there I am sticking it up my nose like I'm some asshole who's never been in people's places. I don't know how to behave. You got really, because there's a lot of them. Did you watch my toe? I did that for Little Miss Mosquito Coil. Little Miss Mosquito Coil had me go and get a pedicure, my first ever, in 2020 when I was in Da Nang. And it tickled because I didn't know what was coming. I am in this silly mood. And because I only got another day left, so I'm living it up, I guess. But yesterday, like, I had them done in Phu Quoc, which was like in either late December or early January. Oh, okay, so you saw. But now they're not hitting the roof of the toes of my shoes. They're good. They're good. What I do need is I could use a good Japanese hot spring bath, and then that'll get all the exfoliation done. But as far as I know, there is no like Japanese hot spring, but there could be a spa place. I don't know, maybe I'll look into that for the evening, because a good hot spring bath, and then you can like sleep really soundly, and you know you're like totally exfoliated, so you're good like in your clothes for like the next couple of days. That would be a nice kind of like a send-off before I go back to winter. It's around the bend. So yeah, I love this. You know, it's funny because I arrived in this town 2.5 months ago, and at least luckily I took the time to come here because I've forgotten what a nice place this is, and it's really in the middle of all this craziness, and it really makes like a complete like 180 difference. And maybe that's why I'm a little irreverent today, just because it's like I'm behaving like I don't care if anyone's watching. But no, I kind of do care, and hopefully I'll try and be on my best behavior. So well, thank you for catching up. There, that's better lighting. Thank you for catching up on my YouTubes. And I was talking to Marty, who's in Heckle, and he is leaving for Italy, the lucky bastard. I've never been to Italy. In 8 days, and he's got a whole month in Italy. So I told him you'd better live stream, because just keeping it all to himself is selfish on his part. No, tomorrow, and then I fly out at midnight, 5 minutes to midnight, to Japan. I have 12-hour layover. What will I do? Well, exactly. I'm thinking like maybe in the evening, find like some kind of like a hot hot spring type of a spa place, because there's a lot of spa places, but I don't want a stupid massage. I just want a bath with like jacuzzi kind of bubbles and stuff like that. Just saying. I don't even need a good meal because I've eaten so many good meals that I could like not eat for a week and I shouldn't have anything to complain about, but I'll probably eat something. But I can eat a good hamburger and I'll be happy because I eaten so many good things like recently and long time ago and in between. What else? You know, I think I've kind of run out of like my to-do list. Like I ate at that restaurant that Anthony Bourdain went to the trouble to have Barack Obama sit his little shiny bony ass down and have a bowl of some weird looking food. I'm sure he probably thought, well, what is Anthony getting me into? And a beer, and he says, well, at least I'll look like, you know, a good guy by doing that. And I'm sure he didn't regret it. You know what was weird? There was a Secret Service agent on the like tailing Obama that day, and he's the same Secret Service. His name is Tony Ornato. He's that asshole that was left over from the Trump administration, and who erased, you know, all of those phones when they were told they should archive them, and he got out before he got in trouble. That guy, and you can see on his face he's a dick. And he was there that day standing. Well, luckily, hopefully they didn't give him a bowl of he didn't deserve a bowl. I would have soup Nazi'd that guy. None for you, Tony Ornato. And I told him to fuck off. I mean, to his face, because he was standing right there in the photograph. Yeah. Oh, you saw that? Yes, I couldn't get cursed out. She let me have it. I probably had it coming to me because, see, I didn't realize that, well, they had that room closed. I showed up at 8 in the morning and I wanted to go in that room, and I was hoping that I could convince them to just serve me in the room seeing it was closed, because I could like have my moment with Barack and Anthony. But no, they only wanted to open it when they opened it, and that meant everybody got to come in, and I just got my little table corner, and then somebody had to sit in front because I had my iPad and my phone and my stuff, and it's like, no, get that out of the way. Somebody's got to sit there. And there was a really nice family sitting next to me, and they were in on the fun the entire time. And then there was another fellow who was short-lived, or a woman that was sitting in front of me. And then there was like a tourist guy, and he has total poker face. He completely ignored my existence, and you know, secretly his body language says that he was not amused. And you know what? I didn't care because I was there first, and I was there for you guys, and that's what mattered. I'm not going to let somebody else affect my demeanor and all that. So yeah, and then what was nice is when we left the restaurant after we paid, there was a huge lineup waiting to come in, all the way in the stairs, waiting in line, probably for 15-20 minutes before, you know, a table got freed up. And then there's a lineup for people to pay to leave, and then people started coming in on my live stream, and then we saw the taxi driver cursing out, this guy cursing out a taxi driver, and you don't see Vietnamese lose their shit like that. This guy was giving it to him really good, and I'm going, yes, I'm here for that. Hi, how's it going? Look, so we got a little munchkin who's coming in and waving at us, because I guess I'm making a spectacle of myself here. But he went around the corner again. So if he comes around, we'll show him. There he is. Look at you. You're such a cutie. Hi, bye-bye. So, and then did you see the cat yesterday? There's this jewelry store cat that, oh God, I would love to have a cat like that. So every time, that's why it's my favorite place. You were amazed that no one looked at my phone. You know, everyone has a fucking iPhone or a smartphone here in Asia. Even the taxi guys have a phone. It's everyone has a fucking phone, okay? Everybody, poor, rich, every fucking person has a fucking phone. it's just yeah, nobody. Why? Because it's just a stupid phone. That's but yeah, I did go. You know, once I had to take I had to put my phone in a locker because I was taking a roller coaster, and they had a no phone rule, and there was a little hole in the locker door, and I had a live stream going, and I said, okay, sorry guys, I gotta put you in the box, but here's a little peephole, so keep your eye and see if anyone comes in and messes with my phone and tell me about it. And the roller coaster thing like took 15 minutes, and there was actually 1 or 2 people that stayed in the box the entire time. It was so funny. But that was in 2020. But I didn't get to repeat that kind of thing on this particular trip. But anyway, look at this nice tranquil lake, and there's no fucking haze and smog here. Yes, being put in the box. I know. I mean, baby did not just get put in a corner, it got put in a box, and it was under lock and key with just a tiny little peephole like this. It was so funny. Anyway, yeah, I try to make the most of my holidays because you only have one life, and you can't always be about, Jesus fuck, how am I going to make my rent? Or how am I going to do this? Or how am I going to do that? You gotta just like, hey, you know what? I can goof off a little bit. So there's a whole bunch of incense there, and I can say, hey, it's just lying there, but no, it belongs to some ancestors who you're going to burn it for, and that's what it's there for, and maybe some deities as well. So, but anyways, you know what? I bought some overpriced incense in Taiwan, in Taipei. What I mean by overpriced is it's like a tiny little tube, and they're like thin like a toothpick, and it was 600 Taiwanese dollars, and I'm trying to remember how many Taiwanese dollars to $1, but it didn't come cheap. So it was like in a high rent area, so that's probably why it was expensive, and it claimed to be sandalwood, which I know is not. You cannot cut down sandalwood since the 70s because it almost got exterminated by extinction. There's too much harvesting. So it's probably some fake sandalwood. No, I missed out on that. My intention was to go there. I explained to certain people, but there just wasn't enough time. But and I think I just didn't inform myself exactly how to go about it, because my intention was I wanted to go there as a proxy for a family member, with what a family member would bring to somebody's a burial site and then give them offering. But then I thought to myself, well, wait a minute, what if he was an asshole to his family and he deserved, like, well, it's not for me to judge, okay? You don't want to get involved in people's family business. That's another thing. But let's say if let's say like the poverty situation caused that it was stressful for everybody concerned, and he ended up being a dick to his family because of his financial situation, and maybe that's part of the reason why they moved away and never came back. I could say that could have been a thing. You know, people are complicated, and life is complicated. But what I was thinking is that the more I'm informed, the better I can make my gestures so that it's not a waste of time or something to that effect. But yeah, I kind of like the idea. Like, I knew where I was coming from with that, and hopefully I'll get to maybe, I'll get another chance to revisit it if I'm back in Vietnam again and in Tam Quoc. It is a nice, pretty place, and I enjoyed it the second time even better, even though I had like a success story, losing my drone and then finding it and other things. This other time in Tam Quoc turned out even better. So I'll probably come back to Vietnam, and it'll be on that was the one thing I think in my list, many lists of things that if I had my druthers, could I do this, that I did not get achieved. But I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. Sometimes I lose sleep over things I wanted to say in an argument that I never get to say, and that'll keep me up or wake me up at like if you wake up in the middle of the night and then you go to that place and you go, fuck, if I had to do it over again. But luckily I'm at an age now that I don't create moments like that for myself anymore. I don't let myself get bullied. And if I can give somebody both blasts because, barrel blasts because they deserve it, you're damn right I am. Because I don't want to lose sleep in the middle of the night saying, I should have said this. I know I should have. Anyway, so that other thing is, I know where my intentions were, and hopefully it will make a difference. It won't just be some silly kind of idea that, it's just something for the cameras as such. It's not a performative thing. I'm serious about the fact that because I had to step over somebody's remains in order to exercise my white privilege to go and get my little toy, is like you need to kind of take a measure of what you hold important in life. And no, I'm not a guy that's gonna step over somebody's dead body just to go get my toy without letting it sink in what the meaning of that is. So that's where I am, but I might get to revisit it. Or I might say, oh, are you going to Vietnam? Can you do this for me? Because I would have done it, but I couldn't. And now that you're going, you would do me a favor if you could go buy some ghost money, some incense, go to this particular family homestay, go about 1 kilometer this way, hang a left, and then there's this little mound on a very narrow little pathway that's on a rice field. And that's where he's buried, and could you make a offering? That's a lot to ask, but you know what? There's probably somebody that's game and willing to do it. So there's always hope, and there's always a creative way of getting things done. But this time around, no, I wasn't able to see it through because I didn't have enough time to do it. And it wasn't because I wasn't, I didn't give it a good... because I discussed it and I asked about what store I could go to, and the answers weren't really forthcoming. So it'll have to be some other time. Thanks for asking. So what do you think? What kind of glasses should I get? Well, the thing is that I did take some photographs of me trying on other frames, and they're pretty well more the same. Like the edges might be a little more rounded. There might be one in the bunch that I could say, if it's $60 or $80 and it's like a up-to-date prescription, it's money well spent, because I know how much it'll cost if I try to get a similar pair of frames going back to North America. And then there are other optometrists, and I have time, stores here close at 10 o'clock in the evening. So if I'm serious about it, I could go comparison shopping. Don't throw your money down on the first frame that you go to, but I want to go back to the optometrist who got me these glasses, because I like being a repeat customer, especially when I like the service and everything else that happened the day I bought the thing. But I'm also a guy that likes to say, hey, if you go to that little bit of extra effort, you won't settle for something that you might want or don't know if you want. Like today, I wanted fucking a fudge chocolate cake, and initially the girl says, we only have chocolate croissant. and I almost lost it, but then I thought, you're on vacation, come on. And then she says, oh, I thought you were meant chocolate cake. So we have chocolate fudge. Yay! So there was rejoicing. And I also like the ones where the frames were subtle, like the ones you have now. Yes, well, these are semi-rimless, and I like them too. Bronze. I tend to go for, silver is not a good color on my skin tone, or lack of skin tone. I don't know if I could rock gunmetal, which is like a bluish, like a very smoky silver, maybe a gunmetal, or pewter. Pewter I might. Pewter or gunmetal, but these are bronze-ish, and they tend to favor my lack of complexion. But gold, maybe a little too garish. I don't think I can rock gold. And silver, no. No. Yellow or red? Nah. You know, I don't think I'd feel confident in them. I'd have to take somebody's advice. But you know, they change things up, right? Because I do have bronze, so why do I just keep sticking to the same thing? Step outside of your thing. But I need like a good friend to say, give you like, you know, good advice. And I don't particularly have one. And I don't know if it's something I can do in a boutique frame shop with a serious optometrist, and you know, we're going, hey, what do you think of these lenses? How do they make me look? You know, and they're going, oh God, shoot me. It's like, I gotta get rid of this guy. So no, like, you know, like Sally Jesse Raphael, remember when she rocked those really bright red frames? They like kind of had a statement, but I don't have a TV show like Sally Jesse Raphael. So I just not gonna like hit it with a bright red pair of lenses. I mean frames. And then, you know, like those really hard edge frames that you know, with the Karen with the two-tone severe haircut? No, not for this face. The kind of ones that disappear is probably what I feel most comfortable with. Did I say something funny, Chris? I never know which one is the one that actually triggers you, because there's a bit of a delay, like a 20-second delay on the YouTubes. So it's hard to know which one lands and which one goes, that was okay. At the end of the day, it's a personal choice. Yes, but the thing is that even my personal choice has not always been the correct one. And then when you're already on a plane, you say, you know what, I should have asked like advice and say, what do you think these, you know? And then sometimes I don't, and now I'm saying, my little voice is saying, don't rush into it, consider it carefully before you commit. Because I've had regret buys, especially with frames, because you can't mess with that. If you choose wrongly, they'll sit in a drawer and you won't wear them, and it'll be money wasted. So I need to wear something that I feel confident in. You bought yellow readers and you liked them and you lost them. Oh. You know, for me, it's like the expensive umbrellas. Guaranteed I lose them. The cheap umbrellas, you never lose them. The ones that get rusty, like after 2 tries, those ones you can never get rid of. But the expensive ones, you use them once and like magically they just like, oh, where did my umbrella? I forgot. I'm not used to carrying an umbrella. And why would I lose my expensive one? Because that's the rule. If you buy an expensive umbrella, guaranteed to lose it. So maybe it's with you and like the frames that you really like, and then something happens and you're going, where the fuck did they go? Why does this happen to me? We all have these little challenges in life with certain things, and you try to like arm yourself against, like, okay, this is the last time it's happening. Now I know I must never do this, that, or the other thing, and I got a good chance. You got a cheap 8-pound umbrella in Paris, and you still have it. You see, you never lose the cheap ones. It's the expensive ones. That's why I never buy expensive umbrellas. I learned my lesson. That's the law. Buy the cheap one and you'll have it forever. That's why I have several cheap ones. Anyways, I don't use umbrellas that much. I don't really need to. Luckily, because it can get expensive. So yeah, there. My steak place in 2020 was there, and it got taken over by a fish restaurant. I don't have anything against fish per se, but you know, my idea of going to a high-end fish restaurant is not what comes top of mind when I'm thinking of eateries. So why couldn't they have picked another place? Because I love that. I love looking down at that square from that the window seat at that place on the 5th. I think it's the 5th floor. Anyway, there's a really nice breeze coming out this way. And yeah, I'm in no hurry to leave, but I also want to maybe I'm going to sit down quietly there, and I'm going to look on my phone at the photos I took. First of all, let me check and see if I didn't take it on the other phone. That would be funny if I say I killed a broadcast and I realize, oh no, those photos I took yesterday were on this phone. So there's an easy way of telling, oh no, you know what? They are on this phone. Silly me, silly me. So why don't we see if we can see anything? So I don't want to fall over into the lake if I can help it. Let's hold on a second. Okay. So why don't I find a quiet place, not in a bright. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes it's the expression on your face that doesn't really. And they really don't. Come on, finger, work. Work with me. These ones kind of look like they're curved and they're not too wide. So they might be okay. Maybe that's the second photograph of the same frames. These ones, I don't even see if I'm wearing a pair or not. They almost disappear. Don't know about these ones. They look like the ones I have. Nope, nope, nope. Nope. Maybe. I think that's the same one. Come on, come on. Thumb, work with me. Nope. I think that was out of focus. Out of focus. Out of focus. Okay, that's all of them. I'll look at them more carefully. Maybe like the second one probably was a good one, but I'm not decided yet. I'll have to consider it. And you know what I should do? Let's go to camera 2. What I should do, because the nice thing about Asia is when you have a store, there's generally 10 stores. But I don't want to like go into my optometrist and then have him see me go into other optometrists right after I leave him. It's just a weird thing that it feels wrong to do. So I might go to a different district, like it might be a few blocks away, or look into Google, because Google really is helpful in that regard. And you could like look at the ratings. Also, ratings help. And then what I'm looking for is like selection. So I don't care if I need to go through 100 frames. If it means that I need to look through 100 frames in order to find the one, I'm willing to put in the time. What do you guys think? I assume you have no choice but to agree with me because I have spoken. But thanks for piping in, by the way. I appreciate that. So you know what? Even though I've had breakfast, I'm starting to work an appetite. So talking to a camera is a bit of work. You end up working up an appetite. So I had probably maybe check my photographs and see if there is one frame that speaks to me in the number of frames that I looked at, and then revisit it, because he's really like 5 minutes walk from here. Or I could go to, yes they do, but you know what? Yeah, go to other boutiques and then go to the one. That could probably be the smarter choice, because then I could say, well, I really like this one, buy that, and then go and visit the guy and then say, well, do I really like these, or did I just want to, you know, spend some money or something. So I think that's the better approach, is to maybe, because the day is young, and I have no set appointment. I told his wife that I would be by today, and that was that. Yes, the Goldilocks frame, you mean? The Goldilocks frame, or the Princess and the Pea. Yes, the Goldilocks, exactly. Yes. You're slipping, Chris, but it's okay. We caught you. So yeah, you know what I like? I like the fact that they have like a pointed potted plants in all the right places. You see, you don't have to, you can throw a stone and hit an appointed potted plant. Even behind me here, I could have fallen in the lake, and the last thing I see is a pretty little plant before I drown. My life is over. Hey, it's nearly midnight. Oh, that's true. There is a difference in time for you guys. So no, but this has helped me sound out these ideas, and now I'm feeling more assured in how to proceed about this. Where I was definitely struggling with something, how to go about it, and just by sounding it out, it's like going to an expensive therapist without having to pay the bill. So thank you guys for being generous with your doctor is in time. It's like, I think Lucy has a 5-cent fee, so it's nominal, 5 cents here, there, whatever. But yeah, I kind of needed to sound it out just to figure out how to go about it. And yeah, there's my admittance. You're off tomorrow, so you can hang with you. Oh, hi, nice Karen. Oh, so fun. So, but yes, thank you for letting me know that you've been catching up with my my YouTubes. And some of my viewers have been telling me I should be a little more cognizant that like sometimes I'm just breezing through. Like somebody was saying, when you were on the beach, I really wish you would have lingered on the just let the camera soak it in, because you were just like moving too quickly. Maybe if I'm pacing, like here I'm not pacing because I'm in a corner, but sometimes when I'm it's like pacing like this, and you don't get to see what my peripheral vision is seeing, like the lake or something. Like just linger on this and let that moment of zen hit you. So I've been kind of cautioned that I could be a little more aware that people aren't coming in to having me do this. They're coming mostly for that, and they'll put up with me doing that other stuff. So I'll I'm taking notes, and hopefully I'm modifying my behavior. Like, see, I've got this. See, as long as I have something like this, I can do this. Look at me, privileged white guy. He's standing there like he owns the fucking thing. And apparently, this is a North American thing. If you do this in Germany, Europeans don't lean up against stuff like they own the fucking thing, and you stick out. Apparently, it took a guy that's American but is living in Germany, and he was saying this is like a tell. Because Europeans, they stand with their hands like this at attention, and they're not holding up a wall, or a wall isn't like, they're not like doing this. But what I'm doing is I'm allowing like my arm and this post to hold up, because I'm filming for your benefit. So I'm not doing it because I'm saying, I in the name of asshole from America, I declare this mine. I'm saying I just need to lean up against something so I can hold the camera still, so you guys can enjoy the view. Okay? So don't accuse me of being something I'm not. Yes, I do pace, and that's how I resolve if I have like something like where you have to like prepare an argument, and you're just like going through the whole list of things, and then you're breaking it down, and I work through my stuff by pacing like that. like a bear in a cage. But then once I have it out of my system and then I nail it down, I'm good. I can stop the pacing. Yes, the 5-cent therapy. There you are. The doctor is in. So yeah, I love the fact that there isn't a breeze and it's kind of serene. There's a really nice, pretty reflection, and the color is pretty good too. It's a nice green. Like, it's better than that dark green turtle that we saw that you thought was black. So yeah, it only costs 30,000 dong, which is like about $1.20, and I feel so much better spending like I've live streamed an hour and 50 minutes, so I've been an hour and 15 minutes here, and yeah, there's no breeze, and you know we aren't even noon yet. No, we're about 2 minutes to noon, and the sun doesn't feel, even though there's not a lot of haze and cloud, the sun doesn't feel too harsh at this point. So here's my plan. Now that I've had a chance to sound it out with you guys, I'm going to end the broadcast, and then I'm going to look at my photos, and then I'm going to look at Google for optometrists, and then look at the reviews, and then go visit those first, and then maybe I'll buy another pair. Maybe I'll even get like an on-site prescription. But now I know something I did not know. Apparently these prescriptions, oh no, about stopping the broadcast, why you wanted to come with Karen? You're not feeling tired? You have the day off and you want to stay up with you want to keep going with me? Okay. I can do that. But it means like I gotta walk, and there's a lot of you know, I'll try and keep it steady. Okay, I'll consider it. But the point is that, oh yeah, it's on my other phone. So, but I'm gonna have to. Luckily, I'm on a tripod, so I can put you guys down while I look at my other phone. Let's see if we can angle you a little better. There we go. So I can do two at once. Because the glare is always not good. I have to find a good shady spot. Okay, let me look at this. Okay, that's just my old glasses. Okay. He says, don't know about those ones. The second one, yeah, I like these ones. I kind of like these ones. You know what? I'm going to use the front-facing camera. I'm going to use the front-facing camera because it's more accurate. I think I like these ones because it's the shape. You see how the edges don't exceed. You know, like when the frames of the glasses go beyond the person's head, you get this weird optical thing, and it makes a notch inside their skull, and it's just disconcerting. And this one, it's perfectly framed for my eye socket. So I think it was the second one, and I noticed it the first time. So I think the universe is trying to tell me something. Those are the ones. Okay, so now that I'm armed with that, I can let it go and then go to another shop with a whole variety of different eyewear, and then give it a fresh go. Or, because I have tomorrow, I can take the photographs and then take it back to my room and stew on it, which is probably the smarter thing to do. Maybe even like show you guys and stuff like that. Or you can be on the live stream and I can say, Karen, what do you think about these frames? Huh? Don't worry about the optometrist standing there looking at me like I'm nuts. So yeah, you could play along. All right, let's go do that. No, wait, I need to look in Google for optometrists in the area. And there should be, because this is like a high tourist area, so it's a cha-ching area. It's where people are going to part with their disposable funds. So if you were a smart optometrist and you want to go after that tourist money, you would rent a spot in this very area if you want some of that cha-ching. So let's put in the magic word OPT, optician or optometrist. Optician is, what's the difference? Is it the same thing, optometrist and optician? Optometrist is able to give your prescription, because I want to get my prescription updated. An optician just fits your eyewear. So maybe that's the difference. So yeah, optometrist, there we go. And where are the leak? Lato Optical, and that's in the exact area where I'm at, but I know that there's like at least 7 or other optometrists. Okay, here's a list. Okay, now there's a few of them. So let's click on some of these, and no reviews. Okay, move on. Company Elegant Eyeglasses, 4 stars. How many reviews? 27 reviews. It would be funny if it was actually the same store that I already bought from. Then it would be like, okay, the universe is really trying to tell you something. You found the right place the first time around. So let's look at the reviews. The quality seems perfectly fine and the price is also very good. Here's another one. Not only were the prices very good, they can your frames and lenses ready in just 1 hour. Remember to have your prescription. I kind of do have my prescription, but I want a second opinion. And they're reasonably priced. Okay, so a lot of these price conscious people are saying, hey, even if you spend a few bucks, all right, Chris, thank you. Thank you for coming in and putting up with me for these 2.5 months. Yeah. And yeah. So yeah, have yourself a good rest, and we'll see you tomorrow, likely. And they have good prices as well. Okay, I've seen enough. I'm gonna save this place because they do have a 4-star rating, and they're within walking distance, but they're not immediately. I don't think they're immediately across away from my optician. No, they're not, luckily. So Karen, you can come with, and you know, Karen, if you decide you're sleepy or you're something, don't feel obligated, because A, you can watch a replay, and B, you can give me the freedom to shut down and then go back live again when there's something pertinent to show. So let's walk in the sunshine. So I did not leave any belongings behind, which is good. So let's take in some of the grounds. Maybe you didn't get the walk around. Let's give you the quick 3-cent tour, because you enter by the Dragon, which is on the right, and then you exit the Tiger. So look at this nice little view here, and look at these nice little plantings and these little, you know, like little pots and stuff. And look at these, even though that they haven't a plant in there, you can imagine there's going to be a plant in there in a week or two. And this kid passed me looked like a Johnny Depp, like a 17-year-old Johnny Depp, with that same kind of like serious look that Johnny Depp has given the camera many, many times, except that it's strange because he's 17. So you're drinking, so you will be okay for a half hour. So okay, so there we are. So this is like where they have these funny urns and boxes, I think, where you can put your ashes, and you can buy ghost money for your dead relatives and other stuff. But I'm not in the morbid wine. Okay, you're drinking wine. Red wine or white wine? I find that I get dehydrated if I have too much red wine in the evening, but I like the white wine, and I prefer the white wine for dinner. So we're taking selfies. Look at this beautiful wall. Isn't that a nice wall to get your portrait taken? It's a nice wall. So there's that. And I got some giggles because it's a fact. It's a nice wall to have your picture taken up against, and I have a reason to believe that's why they put it there. So, and then of course there's this, and there's a little Pope's deck where you can beatify the lake we can stand on. And look, there's no haze over the lake. Oh, white Zinfandel, cheap. Yes, but it won't dehydrate you. I find that, especially in the evening, if I'm drinking more than a glass of red wine, I'll have to get up in the middle of night and get like water or something because my mouth will be dried out. So there's a tower right there in the middle of the screen, and I can't see it because of the haze. Let me just put my phone in my pocket and we're going to zoom in. Where is it? Where's the tower? I can't see. There's haze. Oh, I think there it is. Yes, there's the tower. Okay. And I gotta be careful because I can lose my balance and fall in the lake. And I don't want to be that guy. Okay. So yeah, Zinfandel. But I love a good red Zinfandel with a meal. I remember there was one I bought just by chance. It was from California, and it had so much flavor, and it was the perfect red wine for the meal that we were having that evening. And I've never been able to find the same bottle or the same like flavor packed Zinfandel since. And do you know how long ago that was? That was like late 80s. It's weird, when you remember something and you can't let it go, there's got to be a reason. Oh, look at the little putty tat. So yesterday I went into my jewelry exchange store in order to visit my favorite cat here in Hanoi. He's a real sweetie. And he was a little playful. He was trying to pretend to scratch me and stuff like that, but he didn't. He was pretending to bite and all that, but he was being gentle and playful. But the first time I met him, he was like Pepe Le Pew. Literally, he was like Pepe Le Pew. He was just smooching up against me anywhere I went in the store, but I wasn't live streaming at the time. So, but it really happened. So now we're going to head back into the city, and we're going to start hearing noise, like city noise, that you don't hear on this side of the bridge. So I don't think you were here to watch when I walked on the entrance, but yes, now we're leaving this little magical temple in the middle of Hanoi where it all began. So I'm glad I got to spend some time here today. I've been here 2.5 months, and this is the first time I took a moment to say, oh no, I need to go visit the temple. And I'm so glad I did. I really do feel like I was in a very productive therapy session without having to pay what a productive therapy session would cost. So this place is very powerful. Very powerful, and they're so lucky to have it. So everybody has a phone. I've been cautioned by so many people about, oh, he's the guy that sounds like a bird. He's here every day. I could never find out where he was. Oh, he's selling these little whistles. I swear, if I were to whistle somebody or break my fingers like that, definitely not buying one of those. So you exit the tiger, enter by the dragon. That's the rule. Look, you can hear the traffic noise. It's like magic. We're back in the city again. All right, so now I need to use my Google to help me find where I'm going. So, yeah, I gotta go this way. Google is so good with telling you where to go, and you really do need it in Asia because it's not like, like New York, which is north, south, east, and west, West 37th Street or something like that. New York is so easy to navigate. Asia is not the same way. Anyway, it's a nice day in the city today, I have to say. It's not too hot, and I haven't been bothered too much by people trying to sell me stuff, but wait 2 minutes. So in the morning, there you get older people doing Tai Chi before the sun comes out and before the smog comes out. And I have yet to do that either. I'd like to wedding crash some old people doing Tai Chi.
I didn't get that.
I wasn't talking to you, Siri. You don't know any Tai Chi, so zip it. So we're heading on over that way. So we actually, oh no, we don't have to go that far away. But a good 10-minute walk. And I have never bought or worn a sampan because I don't think I can rock one. I know for a fact I can't rock one, so I'm not going to even try. So there's probably a day where they had a horse and buggy, or maybe it was like a human-powered rickshaw that would take you around. Now they have these electric carts. So generally you'll have a group of students, like 2 or 3 of them, that will approach you and ask you if you mind talking to them for a few minutes. And I have yet to be approached today, so I'm not sure what the deal is. Thank you. I'm going to screen capture you. I might. Thank you. Thanks for mentioning it. I just screen captured the name, and of course Google is very, very smart here in Hanoi. You might not even have to finish typing it and it will already give you the name and the address. So I will consider that because I am starting to get hungry. And if you say it's the best, that's high praise. Min Jun Bake. So I guess you wouldn't go to the trouble to say something if you didn't mean it. So I will take that under advisement. We will let you know. If I go there, I'll live stream it for sure, and I'll put it in the title. And then I will tell you what I think. That much I'm willing to do. So yes, you know what? I have not done too much pho. I have had, I was in Saigon at a boutique hostel, and I made friends with the night desk man. His name is T. It's shortened for I guess a name that he thinks that maybe Westerners have difficulty pronouncing, so he just shortens it to T, like Mr. T. Anyway, so the day that I was leaving, because he gets off at 8 in the morning. So he suggested that he would like to take me to his favorite pho place in Saigon. And he said the reason why he wanted to take me there is because it doesn't have a name, it just has an address. So it's hard to go just to an address. And he knows the establishment, so you know he gets favored treatment. They'll give him a good table, and they know what he wants, and they just put it in front of him and stuff like that. So he said he wanted to bring me to this place, and then afterwards he knows another place which is called the Old Hanoi, but in Saigon, and that's where they have a specialized egg coffee. So my pho, my bowl of beef pho was only 40,000 dong, and it was very good. And then we went to this really nicely decorated coffee house called the Old Hanoi, and the egg coffee was also very good. So I understand when you're saying the place you know is probably makes the best, and it probably isn't expensive as well. It's like code, you know, you're saying it's the best because the price is right and you really get your money's worth. Okay, I have to go up here. I have to cross the street. And we're good. Look at us. We're not getting run over. Because my optometrist is around there too. But I don't, I saw his wife yesterday, so maybe she's not working today, he is. And I made a deal to go and afterwards when I checked some other stores first. Like here's some optometrists. I might have bought my sunglasses from this shop in 2020 with my guide, and then I brought them to my optometrist who made my prescription. So anyways, so there's that, and I still wear those sunglasses. I brought them with me, but I think these are known for the sunglasses, maybe not necessarily the frames, although here they have frames. It's true. Okay, I think my optometrist is over there, straight ahead. So we have to turn down this street. Oh, I like this street. You know why? Because it's in the shade and there are not cars on it. So it is pedestrian friendly. But if it's not exactly the street, it's in the same direction that we need to go. Here's another. They look like they're closed, but they look like very expensive. You know, I went to a very high-end, I don't know if you call it a department store, but you know, like a shopping, a galleria. And they had real Ray-Bans there, and they were like $350. But imagine spending $350 for a pair of Ray-Ban in Hanoi. It doesn't add up. You can get a decent knockoff pair for a fraction of the cost. So yeah, if I was going to spend $350, I don't know if I would do it in Hanoi, because it's probably like some kind of markup where you can actually get a better price in the United States or in Canada. Anyway, we're heading in the right direction. And who knows, we might come across another optometrist that's not on the map. So here we have, look at, they have a food preparation, and it looks good because you have a lot of locals eating, and they all look very satisfied. But I am not going to be tempted because I kind of half committed to going to your pho place. So is this chicken pho? Is it pork pho? Or is it pho ba? Beef pho. Oh, wait a minute. I think I have to go on another street, so I might have to go around. We shall see. We shall see. But it's called Pho Swong.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Need food.
No, they're not shoes. They're Speedo beach shoes, so they don't need to be washed. It's a beefo. Okay, good. Good. Thank you for letting me know. Because my friend T also brought me to his favorite beef pho place in Saigon, and that was about 2 weeks ago. So I'm overdue for another good beef pho. So here's a tailor. Is that yeah, it's corduroy. I would be tempted for an ultra suede, but not a corduroy, because corduroys are for professors. Oh, agar wood. Okay, though this smells really good when you burn it. So I think this is like incense that comes from Vietnam. If you burn the agar wood, it's like it smells very fragrant, like sandalwood or something close to that, and it's not an endangered wood. Yes, I saw that there were a bunch of, which is good. It means it's got to be good when you're seeing a bunch of locals. Polite and Company. It's a really nice street because I like it when it's in the shade. It's very camera friendly. You know, when you have shading. So I'm headed in the wrong direction, but we can correct it just because it's a curved street. So so there's that. So I might have to turn left. Oh, I like these little, you know, if I were to go in there, I would lose signal. But I like it's very inviting when you see something on the other end of somebody's private courtyard. And you have silk. I like this tree, how it bends. Okay, where do I have to go? Not this way, this way. Oh, here is where you have the water puppet theater, but it looks like the theater is closed, or maybe just the entrance. I saw my first water puppet theater here in 2020 in the evening. And then there's another theater on the other side of the lake in a straight line, which I also saw the second time. And then I saw a third one in Halong Bay in an outdoor, at the amusement park. They had an outdoor water puppet theater, and that was my favorite because I like the outdoor theater. Okay, am I headed in the right? I think so. So I took a wrong turn. I turned too early, and it forced us to go around. So we're gonna have to go straight for a little further, and then hang a left. So, Min June, if you were in Hanoi, where are you now? Okay, yes, maybe Google is, well, no, you mean like, well, I don't think they would close in the afternoon, but I'll check. And if not, plan B, I can always get a Grab to take me anywhere. So if they're closed between certain hours, normally Google is smart enough to tell you when they're open and when they're closed. Sometimes they don't always get it right, but a lot of times they do. But so where are you if you're not in Hanoi anymore? Oh, you're back in Korea. You took the plane yesterday. Ah, okay. I was lucky when I was here in 2020. I had my return flight home canceled twice. And the third return home flight, I had a connecting flight in Seoul, and I had a little bit of a layover, and at the airport they give you a free tour of the Royal Palace and a little afternoon in Incheon, which I agreed to take, and it went very well. It was on March 1st, so it was kind of cold in Korea, but I had enough proper clothing. And no, actually, you know what? They even gave you a jacket so you could be warm on the bus. So even though I was like wearing t-shirt and pants like here in Hanoi today, in Seoul it was colder. So they gave you a loaner jacket. It was fantastic. So are you in Seoul or are you in a different city in Korea? So yeah, my optometrist is on the left here, but I gotta pass him to go to one further down the street, and then I'm gonna come back later today because I wanna check out other optometrists. Yeah, it's Nok Long, so I'm not gonna look because you're in Seoul, okay. So I can say that I have been to Seoul for a few hours. And I know that there are a lot of Koreans here in Hanoi, and I have spoken to many of them while I'm live streaming. Koreans love a good live streamer, apparently. And yes, and Koreans love a good meal as well. So somebody unclipped I have a green light, by the way. So green lights are a suggestion here. Hello. Hi. Oh no, she gives you free stuff, and it's a trap. Don't take anything from the lady that's offering you free stuff. Okay, I gotta connect my phone back to my charger, and then we'll keep walking. Okay, almost there. Nope. You just keep walking. You do not stop for those ladies because they're not really there selling stuff. Somebody controls that corner and they give them permission to work there. But it's a scam, and don't fall for it because they're not offering you anything. they're offering you a way to lose your money, and I'm not interested. So this gentleman is talking to himself, and he has 3 gold rings on his right hand, and he looks homeless, but he looks happy. Because isn't the typical hobo like they have a bag on their back and an umbrella? And apparently you're not supposed to use the word hobo anymore. But it's okay. I'm from a different era. Okay, so we're doing good. We just need to keep walking straight. And we could walk on the shady side of the street, and it'll be better for the camera. So we just have to cross when it's safe. Oh, I like these traditional Chinese vests with the frogs. I didn't know that the buttons made out of fabric are called frogs, but apparently they are. Okay, now is my chance. Now is my chance. So this is for a woman, but I have many shirts with buttons like this. The first time I bought them were in Burma, in Myanmar. And I went to a restaurant, and the waiting staff had this very nice brown colored vests with that, and they looked very comfortable, like on a very hot day. And I asked him where he bought it from, and they gave me the name of the shop, and they got a taxi driver, and they drove me there, and I bought one just like it, and I still have it, but I left it at home because so this is a spa. I could get probably a jacuzzi here and exfoliate before I go back home to Montreal into the winter. So I might do that. Like Karen was asking me, what am I going to do with my time left? And I might look into like finding the right kind of spa to have a good soak in a jacuzzi, or something close to what is called a Japanese onsen, you know, like a hot spring. Because I did a hot spring in Taiwan, and I was 2.5 hours in a natural hot spring bath that was integrated into a hotel, and it was marvelous. I really liked it. Yes, I remember. Yes, Karen. Yesterday I went to the same antique shop where I got the bronze. I bought a bronze wolf, right, in 2020, and I bought a Han horseman, like a soldier on a horse, when the Chinese and the Vietnamese were culturally the same, and it was the Han dynasty. And yeah, I unwrapped those when I got home. Well, I went to the same antique shop yesterday. I found the same gentleman, and his daughter was there, and she spoke much better English than he did. And I bought a pair of bronze weights, you know, like for a scale. Like back in the day when you were buying things like opium or other precious things, you would have like a set of weights so that you knew how many ounces or half ounces you were buying. And they wouldn't just have like a thing that weighed a half ounce or an ounce. It would be decorative, and it would be made of bronze, so it would last, you know, a nuclear holocaust. So I found this beautiful shaped, it looked like a lantern, like a squarish lantern with rounded corners, and like a ounce one and a half ounce one, and they were very reasonably priced. The heavier one was $35, and the The half one was $30, and because I bought both of them, he knocked off $5. So I ended up buying the pair for $60. And they